This lesson is about multiplying decimals. First of all, we need to think about what that actually looks like. And as we know in 7th grade, a lot of our stuff is all about modeling. So for the modeling of this, we use one of these 100 grids. And the first number can either go horizontal or vertically. It's really up to you. I'm going to go vertically for the first one. To measure or to model 0.4, I'm going to move these little colored transparencies into place. And I'm going to do 4 of them because that's 0.4 out of one whole. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 4 of them represents 4/10. This is 3/10, so I'm going to go the other direction with these, and I'm going to color in 3 of those because that's 3 out of 10, and this is 3/10. So when we look at these, the answer is going to be the part where you can see that they're overlapping. So these, sorry, let me get my bearings. Where am I? Okay, well, we'll just use the mouse then. Slow computer, give me just 1 second. So what we're looking at is this area in here, and that is going to be the squares 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And so that's going to be 0.12. There are 12 squares out of 100, so we're looking at 12 hundredths. Let's do another one. This time we're doing 0.5 times 0.4. So that's 5/10. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 4/10. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, I'm looking at this overlap part for my answer because this has shaded 4 of the 10, and this is 5 of the 10 here. So what we're really looking at is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 of those squares. So remember, it is 20 hundredths, and that's what we're looking at. So remember that multiplication means of. So when I do my next model, and you see the 0.7, I'm going to fill 7 of these in real quick. And then 6 of these. What we're looking at is that I have, this represents 6.6, 6/10, and I only wanted a portion of that. So by shading this way, I'm saying I wanted 0.7 of that total amount. So again, remember that multiplication means of. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 6, that's 42. And those are 100 squares, so that is 42 out of 100, which is 42 hundredths. So when we actually multiply, we're going to be looking at 0.4 times 0.3. 4 times 3 is 12. Now, remember from our grid, when we did a tenth and a tenth, we ended up with a hundredth. So 5 times 4 is 20. And that was going to be hundredths, just like we did before. 7 times 6 is 42. And that was 42 hundredths. Okay, so let's take a look at our notes now. There are some steps that we're going to deal with when we multiply decimals. The first step is multiply normally, ignoring the decimals. we will not line up our decimals when we are multiplying. Only adding and subtracting does that. Place the decimal point in the answer. It should have as many decimal places as the two numbers you're multiplying combined. That's very important. Let's look at an example. 5.6 times 3.2. There's 1, 2 numbers behind the decimal. So there must be 2 numbers in the answer given. Otherwise, this multiplying is just like normal. You're going to do 6 times 2 first. 6 times 2 is 12, and you're carrying your 1. 5 times 2 is 10. Add that 1 in. That's where the 11 comes from. Scratch that out and put your placeholder. 6 times 3 is 18. Carry your 1. 5 times 3 is 15 plus the 1 is 16. Add down. Here's another example that you can go back and look at. We'll just talk about the decimal places for now. This is 1, 2, 3 decimal places. So we had 3 decimal places in our answer. Notice this number was 3 digits, so there were 3 columns. You should be familiar with that from when learning to multiply earlier. So we're going to try these. Pardon my little mistake. So there are 2 decimal places, which means there's going to be 2 decimal places in my answer. I'm going to write the number over there so that I remember it later in case I make some scratch outs over here. 4 times 9 is 36, so I'm going to carry my 3. 2 times 9 is 18, 19, 20, 21. Carry my 2. 1 times 9 is 9, plus the 2 is 11. I'm actually going to go and erase these now so that I don't get confused later. Scratch this out, put my placeholder. Now I'm ready for my next row. So 7 times 4 is 28. Carry my 2. 7 times 2 is 14, plus my 2 is 16. Carry my 1. 1 times 7 is 7, plus the 1 is 8. And again, just like when you're adding and subtracting decimals, sometimes it is easier to use graph paper so you can make sure and keep all this stuff lined up. At this point, I'm just adding down. There should be 2 decimal places. So from the end, I'm going to go 1, 2, and put my decimal spot there. Let's see if we got it right. Yep. Next number. Now, this one can be written a little bit easier. You see that there's a 0 behind there and nothing else? That means that it really doesn't need to be there. So what I'm going to do is cross this out and write 17 times 5.8. Now, why did I do that? Because it made my whole process easier. Now I only have 1 decimal place to worry about at the end. So 7 times 8 is 56. And also, remember, you don't have to line up decimals. That's why I was able to take that out. In this problem over here, they just happen to line up. But in this one, it doesn't matter. So 1 times 8 is 8, plus 5 is 13. And then again, I'm going to erase that guy right there so I don't mess up later. I'm going to cross him out and put my placeholder. 5 times 7 is 35. 1 times 5 is 5, plus my 3 is 8. 6, 8, 9, and I should have 1 decimal place, right? So start at the end and count back 1. All right, now I can't get rid of these zeros because there's not a decimal there. It's behind here. So those are placeholders. They do need to be there. So I'm going to multiply. First of all, I have 1 decimal place to worry about. This is 0, 0, 2. Cross it out, put my placeholder, 0, 0, 6. Because again, 6 times 0, 6 times 0, 6 times 1. Which gives me, and I'm supposed to have 1 decimal place, so I start back here and move it. And that's my answer. The next problem, again, notice that these are not lined up, but there are 3 decimal places total. So I'm going to put that over here for myself. 5 times 9 is 45. 2 times 9 is 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Carry. 4 times 9 is 36, which makes 38. 1 times 9 plus 1 is 10. Cross that off. 5 times, oops, I'm going to go ahead and erase because otherwise I'm not going to have room. So 5 times 5 is 25. I'm going to carry my 2. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12. Carry my 1. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 1. Carry my 2. And 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7. Add down. So 5, 7, 10, carry my 1, 2, 8, and 3 decimal places. Okay. 1 mile is equal to 1.6 kilometers. How many kilometers would you have run if you ran 76 miles? So we need to multiply here. Does not matter which number we put on top. Oops, pardon me. But I do need to count how many decimal places that I have. So I have 1 total. 6 times 6 is 36. That's 42 for 6 times 7, plus the 3 is 45. Cross that out, put my placeholder. 1 times 6 is 6, 1 times 7 is 7. 6, 11, carry my 1. That's 11 plus 1 is 12. 1 decimal place, so he would have run 121.6 miles. A baby weighs 29 pounds, but the doctor needs to record the weight in kilograms. 1 pound is 0.45 kilograms. What would you put on the chart? So we've got 29 pounds times 0.45 kilograms. There are 2 decimal places. 9 times 5 is 45. 2 times 5 is 10, plus the 4 is 14. And the 0 doesn't really count for me right now, so I'm just going to cross it out or leave it alone. 9 times 4 is 36. I'm going to carry my 3 up there. 2 times 4 is 8, 9, 10, 11. That gives me 5, 0, carry my 1, 2, 1, 2 decimal places. Means that on the chart I would put 12.05, and that would be kilograms. The average speed of the Enterprise is 521 light years per hour. How far did it travel in 0.325? I've got 3 decimal places to worry about now. So this is going to be a 5, a 10, carrying my 1, 25, so 26. And I'm done with that row, so I'm going to cross it out and put my placeholder. This is a 2, and a 4, and a 10. Cross it out. Now I need 2 placeholders. And my last one's going to be a 3, a 6, and a 15. Add down, you get 5, 2, that's going to be 13, 9, including that one I carried, 6, and 1. So starting from the end, 1, 2, 3. This is going to be light years. So your assignment is in your ISN. If you need a separate sheet of paper, please make sure to show all of your work and staple it in there.